Today I fucked up by going to bed drunk. So last night I went out as I do every Saturday. When I got there I met up with my friends and started the night with a couple of beers, but ended the night with a bit more than I could handle. After that I went straight home and instantly fell asleep on the couch as I was trying to lay down on it just to rest for a moment. I woke up around 5 today and my right arm felt a bit weird. It was cold and I couldn't move it at all. At first I didn't panic at all because this has happened to me before because I sometimes sleep with my arm under my head. However, today I slept with my arm under the side of my body. I got a little over 100 kilograms / 220 pounds, with my back against the backrest of the couch. After about 20 minutes of relaxing and massaging the arm with little to no signs of improvement, I woke up my parents, and after I explained my situation, my mom, who is a doctor, suggested we go to the hospital immediately. During my 2-hour stay at the hospital the arm became significantly better as the time went on. However, my fingers and my wrist, not nearly as much as fingers but it still felt a bit off, movement were problematic. After getting some tests done on the arm nerves, which I hope I never do again, I waited for the results. A little over an hour passes and the doctor came back with the results. It appears that I have done damage to a nerve with my hip while I was asleep and will most likely never be able to fully contract my right hand, I'm right-handed, fingers. At first the doctor didn't know how I managed to fall asleep in such an uncomfortable position, but after I told him what I have done the night before he told me that it is a common thing, but that it usually doesn't end up this badly. Now I'm sitting at home writing this one-handed on my phone contemplating life just because of 2 beers too much. Too long didn't read, drunkenly fell asleep in a bad position and permanently damaged my arm nerves. Yereth, this should be a PSA. I often wake up with that pins and needles feeling in my arms because I too sleep with my arm under my head. And I often drink a lot of beers too. Scary stuff, hope it gets better. WTF dude, I feel really sorry for you. That's so fucked up. I hope it gets better with time as I heard you can sometimes train your nerves. Thank you. I'm not that bummed out. It's not as severe but my grip strength is fucked. I can still hold a pencil but my phone would fall out of my hand if I used it for too long. Thank you for introducing me to this new fear. I now will hesitate every fucking time I go to sleep. Okay, this isn't permanent usually. It typically takes a while to rehab and it's faster and more likely to be temporary if you try to rehab it. You'll be fine. The people who end up with real damage are the ones that don't rehab it. Son of an ER doctor. Not terribly uncommon. Today I fucked up by falling deeply in love with my own smell. This didn't really happen today, more like over the course of the past 4 years. This is a throwaway because I'm very embarrassed. Sorry about formatting, I'm typing this on mobile. My girlfriend of 3 years passed away in a car accident about 4 years ago. It was a horrible event, and I still haven't been able to get back into the game since. I was and still am very much in love with her. Now to the fuck up. My favorite possession of all time is her pillow. It smells like her, and I usually sleep with it every night. I haven't washed it out of fear of losing the smell. I know, gross, but I don't think straight anymore. I hold it and hug it, and it makes me feel warm inside. But this morning when I went for a particularly long morning run I started smelling the smell. Really strong. It confused me but I wasn't going to start complaining. This morning, about 20 minutes ago I arrived back home and went to change out of my workout clothes. And the smell grew more pungent. This was the moment I realized that after 4 years of sleeping with her pillow, I got it all dirty and smelly, and that was the smell my brain now associates with her. I'm embarrassed and distraught that the smell I thought was hers has transformed into my sleep sweat. Too long didn't read, slept with my passed away girlfriend's pillow for 4 years, and have fallen in love with my man's sweat. Edit, I would reply to all of you if I could, but today has been very emotionally taxing. Thanks for all your kind words. I lost the smell of my mother from a piece of her clothing, time just took it. A year or so after, I was in town and a woman passed me with her perfume on, a flood of emotion and memories came to me. It was Bo today I fucked up. Hang in there and hopefully you'll find your love again. Your brain will remember her the moment she passes you. No one is ever fully lost, the subconscious makes sure of that. Until then, love yourself, you deserve it. Grieving is not a fuck up, but be strong, be well. Thank you. I just wish I could get back into the game, but it's too hard. My boyfriend passed away a few months ago and I have a sweater of his I still haven't washed. Gross, I know. It smelled like our bed and I had no idea where the smell came from. After some time, I realized it was the smell of my own lotion. How I didn't realize it sooner considering he used to use my lotion religiously before bed. Now I put my lotion on my hands, rub the excess onto the sweater, and keep it on my bed to sniff whenever I feel sad. I relate to this post a lot more than I'd like to admit. First of all, nothing is weird or wrong about how we grieve. Everybody's process is different and unique and completely valid. I'm guilty of something very similar, albeit also very sad. My dad passed 7 years ago from a drug overdose. Unfortunately, I was the one to find him too. At 20 years old, it was the first real death of somebody close to me, and from the second I found him until this very day, I am a different human. When the police and paramedics and other EMS personnel showed up at my house and started to tear everything in my parents' bedroom and bathroom apart in an effort to get to him, I was absolutely stoic, trying to keep the rest of my family calm. In all of the chaos, I noticed that the bandana he had wrapped around his head when he died had fallen off, and I snatched it up and shoved it in my pocket before anybody else could see. I've kept this, yes, unwashed, sue me, bandana in my backpack or purse or luggage every single time I have traveled since then. Nobody else knows I carry it with me. It lost its scent years ago, but I don't care. It's one of the only things I have of his, and something about it being something he wore on the day he left this world makes it too special to shove in a box or up on a wall or make a pillow/blanket incorporating it. It's blue and white, and one day if I ever get married I would like to wrap my bouquet in it or wear it on my own head or something, but for now it's my traveling companion. Too long didn't read. Grief is weird by nature. Let it be weird. Those little bonds are all we have left, and ascribing meaning to them allows us to let those we loved so much in life live on through us. Edit, thank you for the gold. My first gold ever smile, you're too kind. This is heartbreaking, I'm so sorry op. Today I fucked up by being accidentally racist. So this happened 2 days ago, and I'm still cringing. Recently I've taken an interest in chess and my school runs an after-school chess club for beginners, so I thought I'd go along. So anyway, here I am about to play my first game of chess ever. I sit down at the black pieces and my opponent has the white pieces. I should now mention my opponent was African American. The chess teacher says first rule of chess, whites go first. I think to myself, wow, that's pretty racist, but chess is an old game, so maybe they kept the rule out of tradition. So I grab a pawn and slide it forward, then I look up expecting my opponent to make his move. Instead I'm met with a look of confusion and horror. I begin to hear laughter from the people watching. I then realize my error. Oh, you meant the pieces, I murmur. The teacher nods. Now everyone thinks I'm a massive racist. TL, Dr. White's go first in chess refers to the pieces and not the people playing. Similar to this, my uncle's family name is Black and ours is White. It's a large family. One day we were at a large public pool with many kids from both sides. The adults were trying to get the kids out of the pool for pictures. First it was all of them, then the whole family, then they wanted to do just the black family and then the white family. For context, we're all white, and for that matter the black family are a bunch of blondes and redheads. Anyways, one of the parents was trying to get the most responsible preteen to go get the other side of the family for pictures. She ran to the pool and screamed, all the black kids have to get out of the pool so the white kids can get in. There was no music, but I just imagined a record screech and the whole place stopped and stared at this seemingly horrible little racist girl. Follow that up by my uncle following black folks who were there around with his ID trying to explain. Hindsight, it was hilarious, but at that moment it felt real wrong. Update. The real point of me sharing the story was to make Op feel better, and I conveniently left that bit out. So, here it goes. To Op, it was a super unfortunate today I fucked up, but everyone fucks up. Own it and you'll be able to move on. My cousin did. You can. Cheers. My boss's last name is Black. Some guy came in and was talking to my manager and said you need to get more of them black boys in here to work. You won't have to pay them. I basically did shocked Pikachu face and then realized he meant all of the boss's brothers. I have to double check if this was a today I fucked up or joke post. Top? Lol, I am Black and was crossing the street with a white friend. It was taking a long time for the signal to change even though it was late and there were no cars coming in any direction. I decided we should jaywalk. I started walking and she grabs my arm, pulls me back, and tells me I can't go until the white man says so. She immediately realizes and we both just start busting out laughing. We both knew she meant when the signal changed from the red hand to the white stick figure walking. She was mortified. That was 6 years ago, and I still bring it up to embarrass her. You do not know how much I laughed at this.